Yesterday on SmackDown, we had night 1 of the 2024 WWE draft, and it was just like all the drafts we've seen in previous years. It was boring, it was uneventful, and it was a big waste of time. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. This draft was so bad, I'm beginning to think Tony Khan had something to do with it. That's how bad it was. It was an absolute waste of time. Barely anybody moved shows. The picks were unrealistic. Some of the picks were just downright abysmal. And we have this dumb rule where you can be drafted to a show despite already being on that show. And then we've seen somebody who just signed an exclusive contract to one show no less than, 6 weeks ago, move brands. So, yeah, there was nothing really to make sense of it here. You also have Nick Aldis and you have Adam Pearce, the two GMs of the respective shows. Shouldn't those be the guys that are making the draft picks? Since it's their show, since they're the two that matter, since they want to get the best selections for their brand, whether it be Raw or SmackDown, shouldn't those guys be the ones picking? What a fucking load of shit this was, honestly. If you watch this draft and you suspend your disbelief and you think this is good and you think this is realistic, then you are a WWE mark. You're a shill for this company. You're a shill for wrestling. You will say anything is good because this was not good. It's fucking dumb. Look at previous drafts. You had either the owners of the respective company or you had the GMs of the brands. The first draft, you'd Ric Flair versus McMahon. Second draft, you'd Heyman versus Bischoff. Drafts after that, you had people on Raw versus people on SmackDown. I don't know why it's went from that to what we got here. It's just dumb. We can't even have the exciting drafts anymore where there's like matches, and if you win a match for your brand and your brand gets like a random draft pick, at least when it was random, we could believe it. Whether it was a good draft pick or a shit draft pick, it was random. But my problem is, now we're led to believe that there's higher-ups voting on these drafts, there's higher-ups selecting these drafts, and they're picking Bianca Belair first. Yes, Bianca Belair, the first draft pick. She doesn't deserve to be drafted. Fucking draft her to the free agents. Draft her to the future endeavours, because she fucking sucks. No one in their right mind is selecting Bianca Belair, some dumb, cringy bitch that's got nothing but swinging her ponytail around. That's the only thing she's got. She wasn't even in a prominent match at Mania, a throwaway 6-person tag, yet we're supposed to believe that she is draft pick number 1. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. But let's look at it. Let's look at the first round of drafts. So we had SmackDown picking Bianca Belair. Just not believable. Raw picking Jey Uso. SmackDown picking Carmelo Hayes. And then Raw picking Seth freaking Rollins. Alright, what I will say is, at least Raw picked a main eventer. And a guy that calls himself a main eventer. Alright, they've got a main eventer and an upper mid-carder here. Can Jey Uso potentially be a main eventer? I don't know, but at least it's two decent picks. SmackDown has picked the cringiest woman on the roster, and they picked Carmelo Hayes. Now, why does it bother me they picked Carmelo Hayes? Because you're supposed to pick your best guys available. Carmelo Hayes is not the best available. You could pick Carmelo Hayes in round 2, or round 3, or round 4. There's no reason to waste your second pick on Carmelo Hayes. It just does not make any sense. But people will say, oh, I love the draft, WWE forever. I've been watching for 4 years and I think this is the best thing I've ever seen. No, you ain't seen shit. You ain't seen shit. If you think wrestling's good today, you don't know what you're fucking watching, man, honestly. Anyway, round 2. SmackDown picks Randy Orton. Right, that's a good pick. Randy Orton should have been first. Imagine picking Bianca Belair and Carmelo Hayes over Randy Orton. Who's believing that? Seriously. Who fucking believes that? Round 2, we've got Braun Breaker for Raw I will say Braun Breaker right now is in a much better place than Carmelo Hayes. I think the guy's got a lot more potential than Carmelo Hayes. I think that's a good pick. I can accept that in round 2. SmackDown picks Nia Jax. Raw picks Liv Morgan. Again, I mean, it's almost like they have to. I mean, just to be, just for equality. Oh God, we have to pick a couple of women this round. Remember in the first draft, Ric Flair picked Lita in 10th place. He picked her last, and Vince McMahon, like, was laughing at him for picking a woman. I mean, Jesus Christ, we need to go back to those days. Listen, I'm not saying that these women can't be valuable, but there's no way that Bianca Belair should be getting picked first, and there's no way that Nia Jax and Liv Morgan. Are you telling me that they are the 7th and 8th best picks out of this entire pool? Come on. It's not the case. It's really not the case. Round 3, we have SmackDown picking LA Knight, Raw picking Ricochet, SmackDown picking the Bloodline, and then Raw picking Sheamus. Alright, how's the Bloodline getting picked in round 3? Despite it not having Roman Reigns, it's got fucking Paul Heyman, and it's got the name value. You've got the Bloodline. When you've got the Bloodline, you've got potential to have Roman Reigns, you've got potential to have The Rock. Therefore, this must be a first round pick. LA Knight had a great year, super popular. Guy has been in title fights, big match at Mania. How is LA Knight not getting picked ahead of Bianca Belair or Carmelo Hayes? It makes no sense. And then you've got Raw picking Ricochet. I mean, come on, Ricochet. How the fuck are you picking Ricochet before Sheamus? Just a joke. Nobody's looking at these draft picks and believing them. They're really not. Round 4 now. SmackDown pick AJ Styles. Alright. Why is AJ Styles getting picked in round 4? The guy's the number 1 contender. It just doesn't make any sense, really, to not pick him. And the fact that he's got a title shot, you would assume that if this is real, you would assume that that would factor into you picking AJ Styles, because you know by picking AJ Styles, there's a chance, a small chance, that you could have a world title on your brand. So AJ Styles should have been higher than this. Raw picked Alpha Academy. Good pick, you're getting 4 people. SmackDown picked Andrade. Fell asleep, man. Andrade fell a fucking sleep. Who cares about this boring bastard? At least he's on SmackDown with the rest of the Mexicans, but, I mean, honestly, Andrade, fuck off. And then Raw picked Kiana James. Look, no issue with Kiana James. I think Kiana James is a decent talent in NXT. But why is she getting picked in round 4? A fucking nobody. I just don't get it. I mean, you could and it's like, it's not even like you've got Pierce coming out and going, well, I see something in her. It's just, at this point, I mean, it may as well just be random forced picks. The whole draft's a mess. That's the picks there. And then we got, as announced on social media, SmackDown got the OC, SmackDown got Baron Corbin, SmackDown got Cedric Alexander and Ashanti the Adonis. Raw got Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, Alba Fire, and Isla Dawn, and Ivar. So again, just a bunch of picks there. Nobody gives a shit about. And kind of funny here that on WWE.com, AEW is being advertised here. That's kind of strange there. WWE, what are you doing? Tony Khan there probably thinks that's a big W for him. But yeah, this draft sucked, guys. So let me know what you think down below. But if you thought this was good, then I don't know what to tell you. You are you're gravely mistaken. Anyway, that's it. I'll catch you in the next one. We'll react more to this probably. Might do a video later on and dissect the draft and have a look at who won. Also need to review SmackDown. I don't think anybody won though. I mean, just a quick glance at this, it looks shit. But yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Till then, peace.